Dear colleagues, a very warm welcome to this closing press conference of the Invictus Games 2023 in Düsseldorf. It's nice to see so many colleagues here in this room and to have this fantastic panel with us. With 8 exciting days lying behind us, full of tears, sweat, emotions, extreme heat. We're glad to have arrived on this Saturday and looking forward to the closing ceremony this afternoon. My name is Nina Pachmeier. I have the pleasure to lead you through this press conference. And I would also like to really say thank you to all journalists who are here today and all throughout the week. We have around 900 colleagues of you here. And our Director of Public Relations, Lars Koch, says a great thank you to all of you. And yeah, let's start with the closing press conference. I have the pleasure to introduce my great panel. Next to me on the left, you see Boris Pistorius, our German Defense Minister. We have with us Mr. Stefan Keller, the Lord Mayor of Düsseldorf. And we have with us Thomas Kroner, the Deputy Captain of Team Germany. And on the right, we have with us Mr. Smith from the Invictus Games Foundation. We have with us, it's a great honor that we have with us, Ms. Jeanette Petitpas-Taylor, the Canadian Minister for Veteran Affairs, and also a Canadian athlete. It's great to have you with us, Ms. Elena Mundy. All right, each of the panelists will have around 3-minute statements, and then we'll open up the floor for your questions. Mr. Minister, I hand over to you.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. This week I really felt much at home in a home for respect. I met friends and partners. I joined in the excitement and the celebration. I enjoyed the atmosphere. And above all, I was able to meet so many inspiring people who, thanks to the sport, have made incredible progress in their rehabilitation. Sport has given the injured and wounded new goals and successes that have given them courage. They shared this courage and optimism with us during these games. What a gift. I was very touched by it from the beginning on. For me, the volume in the arena was a measure of the love and care that family and friends brought with them to these Invictus Games. Standing by our loved ones in difficult moments requires a lot of strength. When serving their country changes the life of soldiers so extensially, then it also changes, of course, the lives of those who are closest to them. For family members, Düsseldorf was a place of exchange, of regaining strength. Every success of rehabilitation also encourages friends and family and rewards them for their support. The conversations with the relatives were deeply moving for me, and I feel the utmost respect for this incredible show of friendship and love. All competitors, as well as family and friends, deserve our highest respect. Respect, a word that beyond these games should be a benchmark for how we treat those who risk their life and limb for our peace and security. Serving also means giving, sacrifice and hardship, something one should be prepared to do based on deep conviction. These people deserve our recognition, our care, and every possible support in their rehabilitation. Something that we have impressively seen here at the Invictus Games 23 is that sports play a major role in rehabilitation after physical and mental injuries. For our servicemen and women, deployment-related health issues, accidents or illness during service are not the end of their military career, but the beginning of the discovery of new abilities and strength. People who initially served on ships in the Navy can retrain to become drone pilots. And we are also supporting those who choose to transition to the civilian labor market. I was pleased that so many Bundeswehr members used the opportunity to attend the Games as part of personality training. Visible and invisible wounds injuries and illnesses are still often associated with stigma. Those who attended here, either as participants or supporters, will not tolerate this. And our aim is to further reduce any reservations there might be. Because respect also means paying attention and being accepting if others need support. Camaraderie also means being able to trust and being allowed to show vulnerability. Bravery also means enduring our own wounds, injuries or illnesses and those of fellow soldiers. I therefore expressly support any initiative that contributes to more visibility and recognition of the high level of commitment shown by uniformed personnel, a commitment which they sometimes pay for with their personal health. My aim is to use the tailwind generated by the Invictus Games 23 to create greater public awareness for the sacrifices associated with serving in uniform. To this end, it may also be helpful to establish a Veterans Day, provided there is public support for it. However, the initiative, as I already mentioned earlier, should come from our Parliament. This is about a living culture for respect, ladies and gentlemen, true recognition as we experienced here in Düsseldorf. I wish to thank the City of Düsseldorf as a co-host, the organizers, the volunteers, and especially the athletes for making these games a festival of optimism and strength. We should keep this going. Canada will host the next Games in 2025. I wish the Canadian team every success in hosting this first winter edition of the Invictus Games, and I really hope to be able to take part in it. After this week, I can wholeheartedly say you can very much look forward to it. It was an honor for us to host these Invictus Games 2023. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister. Thank you. I hand over to Mr. Keller.
Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Playing host to the Invictus Games in Düsseldorf in 2023 was a very special honor for me and for everybody else involved from the City of Düsseldorf and our organizing agency, D-Life. This unique event really underscores once again Düsseldorf's international appeal and represents much, much more than just a sporting competition. The Invictus Games stand for a mindset which corresponds perfectly with the cosmopolitan attitude of our city. And I think tonight, a very eventful week comes to an end. I'm quite proud that the citizens of Düsseldorf have shown themselves to be true hosts, and that everything with the organizing committees and our people who were in charge of running these games together with the Bundeswehr did a really, really great job. So thanks a lot to everybody involved in making this week happen and in making these Invictus Games really, really work. I think the number of visitors speak for themselves. We have made the motto of these games, a home for respect, really tangible. We had more than 140,000 visitors in the arena and in the with the sporting events. And with the media broadcast that you were responsible for, 21 broadcasters reached 431 million households worldwide in 67 countries. So that's an amazing reach and an amazing spread of the Invictus idea into the world. So we can be very, very happy with that. And what really struck me most within these 140,000 visitors was the incredible number of students that we had. The involvement of schools, I think, was a very good sign that we can reach the young generation. More than 14,000 students came to see the games and were involved in workshops and took really part in the Invictus idea. So I think in many ways, this was a very important week for Invictus, but also for Düsseldorf, and we are quite proud how this actually happened. And we kept asking ourselves in the preparation for this week, how can we keep this spirit going? How can we really create a long-lasting, sustainable legacy of the Invictus idea in Germany? What can be a contribution that we as a city of Düsseldorf can make to the ongoing commitment to the Invictus idea. And I'm very happy to be able to announce tonight the launch of Invictus Germany, an initiative carried by the city of Düsseldorf and DLive with the support of the Bundeswehr and the Invictus Foundation. I think this will create a platform that we can use to further the idea to raise social awareness even more, very much in line with what the minister said, that we must not stop tonight when the closing ceremony has ended, but we have to carry on. This can be a starting point for a really, really good initiative in Germany and in Düsseldorf, and we are very happy to give our contribution to that. So Invictus Germany will be what we can contribute to the legacy of these games that were so wonderful during the last week. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Keller. I hand over to Thomas Kroner.
Thank you. I would like to give you a short summary from competitors' point of view. All of them, I hope, got a great week. Even we, as the hosting nation, the German side, are very proud to take care about the IGF family. Thank you to the IGF and the project group for the platform we got from you. We enjoy the respect and the attention we received here, but we know that next week's situation is others. I also want to share my best moments during the Invictus Games. There were a lot of them. There were valuable ones, emotional and sad ones. Let me start with the sad one. It was an Italian athlete which I met at the medical center. His left arm was amputated, and during the 400-meter sprint he crashed down and broke his right shoulder. What a sad moment. And even I saw him in the center, it was like I was kneeling down and talked to him and said, "You're still a member of our IG family, and you will get a chance to come back to Canada in 25, and maybe you'll be stronger, but as long as you are here and you're getting back now." I gave him the team coin and he started to cry, and it was emotional and it was sad because he has to send home. Also, a very emotional moment was yesterday evening when our racer, who won 2 gold medals, hand over one of her gold medals to our German team manager, saying the words that even with their support, even with their training, even with making us stronger to come here to, let's say, survive, but you know what I mean, to get all the emotional moments here, that was also something done by the trainers, by the support we got by the German sports school. And all the talks with the competitors, the family and friends are so valuable and in some cases also emotional. But I, as an athlete, as a hoster, I enjoyed them all. As kind of greeting from Team Germany to all participating nations, we enjoy the time we share with you, friends, and we hope that everyone loves what we prepared for you during this week in Düsseldorf. Now, it's 500 days until Invictus Games 25 will start in Canada to prepare and carry out the games with 25 nations, I heard. I wish you good luck. Even the standards we create were high, but it's your opportunity to keep them higher. We can't wait to see you, the Invictus Games family, in 2025 in Canada. And now I break the protocol because I like to hand over you, Alina, as the co-captain of Team Canada, as a symbol, our team coin, as a kind of hand over the key to Team Canada. And it's your chance to make it in the same way like we did it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Very powerful. I'll hand over to Richard Smith, the CEO of the Invictus Games Foundation.
Thank you very much indeed. Well, what a week it's been here at the Invictus Games Düsseldorf 2023, presented by Boeing. We've had some incredible moments throughout the week, incredible sport, and for me a highlight, one of so many highlights, but reflected so much of what we've seen, was the final of the sitting volleyball last night between Team Poland and our Invictus newcomers, Colombia, in a really nail-biting finish. The new nations overall have been a really impressive and welcome addition to the spirit of these games, and we were delighted to welcome Colombia, Israel and Nigeria to become part of our community last year, and we look forward to their continuing involvement in the coming years. And they've made such a contribution and such a vibrancy to the Games this year. And in particular, we'd like to wish a very happy Jewish New Year to the Israeli team, Shana Tova. And throughout the week, there's been an emotional thread celebrating family and friends, which is so critical to what we do in the Invictus movement, alongside our wounded, injured and sick servicemen and women. We're very grateful to Fisher House and Amazon for supporting the family party throughout the week and to showcase the critical role which families play in the journey of recovery and rehabilitation. The attendance, the spirit, the noise, the atmosphere, the hugs, the sunshine, the sports, the community have all shone through. Invictus this week has shown what it's all about yet again. And in this remarkable and innovative setup within the Merkur-Spiel arena that has seen sports organizers around the world looking at the Invictus Games and what they can learn in their own events. And in line with the vision of creating a home for respect, it's been remarkable seeing the way that the German public has taken to the Games, with large crowds cheering on all nations and sports throughout the week. The vision of the organizing committee, which was so compelling from the moment they entered the bidding process, and the final result has really far exceeded expectations. And as our patron said at the beginning of the week, this Games really has established the Invictus Games as the beating heart at the center of the Invictus movement. As mentioned already by Dr. Quelle, it's so important, and Minister Pistorius, it's so important that we maintain the momentum in what we've established this week. We welcome the ambition of the host organizers to launch Invictus Germany as a legacy product of these Invictus Games, and we're delighted to be working with them going forward to spread the messages and the impact of sports recovery here in Germany. Looking ahead, next year is the 10th anniversary of the Invictus Games Foundation, and we're delighted to be planning a series of activities next year to celebrate the international impact of sports recovery from our last and first 10 years. And we look ahead again to the future on what that means for our Invictus family. In terms of the Games, we've been so delighted with the interest and tangible interest we've had to host future Games in 2027 and 2029 and beyond. And of course, Minister, Team Canada, we so look forward picking up the baton from this amazing Games here in the city of Düsseldorf in Germany, continuing it and running with it as we look forward to our first winter hybrid Games in the city of Vancouver-Whistler in February 2025. We're so excited and we're so looking forward to working with you to create yet another amazing chapter in the Invictus movement and creating that global community. And finally, to all of you, a big thank you here today for covering this event and sharing our stories of remarkable human endeavors. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Minister Pettipat-Taylor.
Well, thank you so much, and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. First of all, I would like to take a moment to express my sincere appreciation to the people of Düsseldorf and the organizing committee of the 2023 Invictus Games for their gracious hospitality here this week. The Invictus Games are testaments to resilience, dedication, perseverance of those who have served their countries. Les athlètes ont poussé leurs limites, testé leurs capacités et ont quitté le terrain ou le plancher en souriant, émerveillés par leurs incroyables accomplissements. La force et l'esprit des compétiteurs de cette semaine sont une source d'inspiration pour nous tous. It has been thrilling to watch the competitors around the world achieve and even exceed goals that they had set for themselves years ago and work tirelessly to accomplish them. This is no small feat, and it is truly worth celebrating. Düsseldorf set a high standard, as we've heard today, but I know Vancouver and Whistler and our 4 host First Nations are ready to host the Games when they return to Canada in 2025. Going back to the very first edition of the Games back in 2014, Canadians have been huge supporters of the Invictus Games. In 2017, Toronto hosted the Games and demonstrated the Invictus spirit. From skiing to skeleton to wheelchair curling, the 2025 Games in Canada are certainly going to have a Canadian flair, I promise you that. The Games will present new challenges for competitors and make the first test in adaptive winter sports. And I have no doubt that it's certainly going to be something to watch. Over the last week, we saw the determination of Invictus competitors, veterans, and ill or injured active duty members as they set out to overcome their injuries and to show the world that nothing can dim their spirit. Félicitations à tous ceux et ceux qui ont participé. Vous êtes toutes des héros, toutes des champions. The energy and example that you have set is one to rival. Alongside our 4 host First Nations, we are eager, and I have to say very eager, to return the favor in 2025 when the world comes to Canada. I truly believe that the Invictus Games are not just games, but it is truly a movement. Thank you to this wonderful city, this wonderful country, for this wonderful week that we've had. In 2025, Canada is prepared to welcome you with open arms. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much, Minister. I hand over to Elena Mundi.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and fellow competitors, and I'd also like to say thank you to my co-captain Bernard and the co-captain of the German team. Today, I sit before you as the co-captain of Team Canada, filled with immense pride and joy. The 2023 Invictus Games has been an extraordinary journey for all of us. We've witnessed the power of determination, resilience, and the unconquered human spirit. Over the past 2 weeks, we have come from different corners of the world, united by shared experience and the love of our countries. We've competed fiercely, not only for ourselves, but for our teammates and the nation we proudly represent. The Invictus Game has not only been about sport, it has been about a celebration of life, a testament to the human spirit, and a platform to showcase our strengths. On behalf of Team Canada, I would like to express our deepest gratitude to the organizers, to the volunteers I see here in the yellow, to the City of Düsseldorf for their unwavering support and hospitality. Thank you. The atmosphere has been electric, and the camaraderie is unmatched, and the friendships that we forged here will last a lifetime. We are forever grateful for this incredible opportunity. As we gather tonight for the closing ceremonies, we are filled with mixed emotions. We are sad to bid farewell to the wonderful people we have met and the memories we have created. However, we are very excited about the future. However, we have been entrusted with a great responsibility. With the passing of the Invictus Games Foundation flag tonight, we take it upon ourselves to bring it home to Canada for 2025. We accept this challenge with open hearts. We understand that this responsibility goes beyond winning medals. It is about inspiring others, raising awareness, and making a positive impact on the lives of our peers. To the future Team Canada, I say this: cherish the opportunity that lies before you. Embrace the journey and let the spirit of the Invictus Games guide you. Remember, it's not about competing. It's about the bonds that you form, the stories that you share with each other, and the lives that you touch. You are not alone in this endeavor. You carry the hopes and dreams of an entire nation on your shoulders. Finally, to the Invictus Game organizers, thank you for bringing the spirit of the games from Europe to North America. Thank you for letting us host this incredible event on Canadian soil once again, where we can showcase our hospitality, our diversity, and our unwavering support of all of our ill and injured soldiers who have served their countries proudly. By bringing the Games to North America, we can expand our reach of this remarkable movement, inspiring even more individuals to overcome adversity and embrace the healing power of sport. In conclusion, as the co-captain of Team Canada, I am honored to have been a part of this life-changing experience. I will certainly leave here a very different person. The Invictus Games has taught us that joy can be found in the face of adversity, and that through unity and determination, we can achieve greatness. Let us carry the flag of Invictus Games with pride, knowing that we're not only representing ourselves, but also the resilient spirit of the ill and injured community. Thank you, and may the spirit of Invictus Games continue to shine brightly across this globe. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think you can really feel the emotions up here on the panel. We do have a few more minutes time for your questions. So if you have any, please raise your hand. You're gonna get a handheld microphone. I see a colleague over there. If you could just state your function, that would be nice, and name.
Hello, my name is Emil. I'm writing for a magazine in Denmark. My question is for Mr. Richard Smith. There's no question that a lot of competitors experience a huge surge by being here and progress, but it's also no secret that some will experience a post-Invictus dip, and for some this might continue quite a bit downward spiral. So my question is what are your thoughts on how Invictus will prevent this and ensure that the progress is permanent and not just short-term? Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. That's a really important question. And I think it's, as I mentioned, and the Duke of Sussex mentioned, and I mentioned, the Games are the beating heart at the centre of the Invictus movement. And it's an Invictus movement. It's so important. It doesn't stop today, tonight. In Germany, we're going to ensure that continues with Invictus Germany to make sure that the community stays together. But it's so important that we are here to support the journeys of recovery and rehabilitation for wounded, injured, and sick servicemen and women and their families throughout that journey, whenever they need it. So as a foundation, we have introduced a range of activities and programs to provide that support between and beyond the Games. That includes an online community, which is only open to wounded, injured, and sick individuals, where they can talk, and it's available to all 23 nations and beyond. It's translatable into their languages, so they can talk and chat and build the friendships which Team Canada spoke about. We then have a range of opportunities, sporting opportunities and endeavours which range from expeditions. We've had expeditions in France, Mont Blanc, in Morocco. We go to Jordan later this year, because these opportunities and preparing for them are just as important as the games. It gives our community and their families an aiming mark and a goal to make sure that that dip you mentioned doesn't happen. And one of our last key things we do is we work, and we're really working to share best practice between all nations, and Denmark absolutely has got so much to tell us, as we saw from the Netflix series Heart of Invictus. So it's really important. That community, that global community, remains vibrant and beating throughout, between the games and beyond the games.
Thank you. I don't see any other raised hands. Oh, right in the back.
Hi, my name is Mareike Zeck from ARD, and this is a question for Thomas Kroner. And I would kindly like to ask you if you could give your answer in English and in German, if possible. Mr. Kroner, what was it like for you and your team to present yourself in your home country? And do you believe you might have reached out to some Germans from the outside of the Bundeswehr community?
I'm pretty sure that with all the work the project group made here to get all the guests in, is that we of course have a range outside even longer than Düsseldorf. Ich glaube schon, dass mit dem Angebot, was die Projektgruppe hier zur Verfügung gestellt hat, eine größere Reichweite wie nur das Stadtgebiet Düsseldorf abgedeckt ist. Please, can you repeat the first question?
Just what it felt like to present yourselves in your home country.
When I got the invitation for the games in August last year, I was a bit sad because it was held in Germany and not somewhere in the world. But let me say it this way, as I mentioned in my statement, I'm so proud to have all the nations here coming together, create even a bigger family. Like Richard said, the family is growing, and even if you're starting once in the Invictus Games, you are a part of the team, you are a part of the family. And even the Italian soldier who needs to go back, it's one of our family members. We are taking care about it. And due to the fact that I'm now one of the family members, I took to making a tattoo because I'm now in the family. So it's something special for me. Maybe this was the answer for your question. Would you like to repeat me in German? Sorry, I thought you said it's okay. Für mich als Deutscher ist es ein Moment des Stolzseins, Gastgeber zu sein, die Familie wachsen zu sehen. Es war mir auch wichtig, während der Spiele viele Talks mit unseren Gästen zu führen, zu gucken, wo es klemmt, dem Rollstuhlfahrer die Tür aufzuhalten. Was gehört sich für mich als guter Gastgeber dazu? Und ich bin mehr wie stolz, hier heute zu sitzen als ein ganz geschädigter Soldat in einem Szenario, was mir vor 3 Jahren noch Ängste bereitet hat. Und ich bin einfach wahnsinnig stolz, Teil dieser schönen Familie zu sein. Und sie wird mit Invictus Games zu Invictus Games größer. Und es ist schön, dass diese Familie wächst, weil auch das Krankheitsbild einfach wächst. Und es wichtig ist, und das ist die Aufgabe, die der Minister angesprochen hat, dass wir das in die Zukunft transportieren. Danke.
Thank you very much. If I don't see any other hands raised now, oh yeah, you do have another one. Maybe a quick one, because the minister needs to.
To the minister, I'm sorry, to Boris Pistorius. What do you think will follow from these Invictus Games in Germany? And could you please also give your answer in English and in German? I'm sorry.
Ich fange mal in Deutsch an. Ich habe es ja in meinem kurzen Statement dargelegt. Es ist eine Chance und gleichzeitig auch eine Pflicht, jetzt weiterzumachen. Wir haben gesehen, welche Wirkung diese Spiele haben. Sie haben was Ihre Frage impliziert hat, Reichweite gehabt, weit über den Kreis der Bundeswehr hinaus. Menschen haben in Deutschland wahrgenommen, dass Soldatsein eben nicht, wie einige Kritiker sagen, hier verherrlicht wird, sondern dass gezeigt wird, dass Soldatsein eben auch brutale Seiten hat, schädigende Seiten, verletzende Seiten hat, dass aber gleichzeitig die Kameradschaft und der Wille weiterzumachen in diesem Zusammenhang mit Sport dazu führt, dass man sein Leben wieder in den Griff bekommt, wieder weitermacht, neue Stärken entdeckt und das Ganze eingebettet in eine großartige Kameradschaft, in ein Team, in dem es eben nicht vor allen Dingen um Wettbewerb geht, sondern um die gegenseitige Unterstützung, die Freude am gemeinsamen Sporttreiben, an einem Sport, der einen zurückgebracht hat ins Leben. Und das ist eine großartige Erfahrung. Und das jetzt weiterzutragen, ist unsere Aufgabe, deutlich zu machen, dass jeder und jede, die für uns für unsere Sicherheit eintritt und eigenes Leben und eigene Gesundheit riskiert, eben im Gegenzug gewissermaßen auch unseren Respekt, unsere öffentliche Wahrnehmung und unsere Dankbarkeit verdient. Und das deutlich zu machen, jetzt und in Zukunft noch mehr, ich glaube, das ist die zentrale Aufgabe für die nächsten Jahre. To make it short in English, all of you, of course, understood what I just told. Didn't you? Anyway. I think the experience we all made here during the Invictus Games was tremendous emotionally and touching, at least for me and most of the others. And what is now the purpose and the responsibility we have is to show that everybody in uniform, every serviceman, every servicewoman in uniform, risking his life and limb for our security and for our freedom, deserves our deepest respect, our gratitude, and our public public recognition. And therefore, our responsibility will be now, from now on, even more than before, to make that visible, and to emphasize the responsibility for our servicemen and women.
I think these are fantastic last words from our minister. Thank you very much for being here today, almost a full house. We wish you all a very great closing ceremony tonight and a good Sunday.